Hello and welcome back to Obsessive Chicks. Do you like to crochet? I do, and I'm always looking for a fun little project to do. Something so simple as polar fleece and a nice little border works out great for children, giving as gifts, adults. Just a neat little project that you stamped and said, I made it myself. What you're going to need is a 2-pack of the fleece. And these are the tie blankets that you buy and you purchase and you cut and you tie. Well, I buy fun little prints. This one here for a child. This one I can give to an adult. And I make 2 blankets out of it. Now I purchase a lot of different blankets, polar fleece. I'll do a link down below on Amazon of the things that I like to purchase. This one here I bought at Joann's. I was lucky enough to find it 50% off. And so $24.95, half off, $12.50. I was able to purchase this, and for $12.50, I can make 2 blankets and give as gifts. Win-win situation. Now what you're going to need also is a rotary cutter. And see how that rotary cutter has the skips in it. And I'll leave that link below because I've gone to a lot of different stores and you cannot find these. You have to order it online. And it basically puts a hole in your polar fleece along the side. And so instead of you punching it, it punches it for you. Makes it super easy to crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So what I will do is I will purchase quite a few material, couple different blanket sets. And that way when I have my mat out, I go ahead and cut them all, and then I fold them up, put them in my cabinet. So if I'm per se going to go out on the road with my husband, then I can grab my material, my yarn, and I can crochet, and I'm not so bored in the truck. Also, if you do a road trip with your family, it gives you something to do. And on that trip that I was with my husband, I crocheted a couple of them, and for Christmas presents, I gave my grandchildren. So I made a couple of them from here to Kentucky, and super easy. Okay, so once I've got it laid out, I drag my material over that original line because when I cut, I'm going to cut not on the edge, but I'm going to cut in probably close to, I'm going to call it 1 inch into the material. And I'm going to show you why it doesn't make a difference if you cut into it about 1 inch. And what I use is one of these plastic rulers with this lip on it to line. And I line it up. And of course my length down at the end is a little too long, but that's all right because I'm just going to finish it off straight. And I'm going to get my cutter, and you do not want to go back and forth. If you do that, you're going to have holes everywhere and it's going to fall apart on you. What you want is to only do 1 swipe. Now this will go through both layers of your polar fleece. And so I've got my material lined up, and all I'm going to do, press down as hard as you can and just go all the way down. And then I go past the ruler and just do my own invisible line. And once that is done, you will have your holes. I don't know if you can see those little holes. Those little holes are all the way through your material. So then you have a place to insert your hook. And I don't, like I said, I don't trim the raw edge because when you crochet, that edge is going to go coiled up in the back of where your original stitch is at. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this blanket up. And then once we've got our 2 ends done, I'm going to refold and then do each end on the other side. And when you're done, you think about what you want to do for yarn when you're purchasing your blankets. Unless you've got just a ton of yarn in your stock hold of different yarns. But this one here, the other two blankets I did for my grandchildren, I did a 2-color border. On these, I came across this neat color transition, and I think it will go perfect for borders on these 2 blankets. Okay, so we have our yarn. We find our corner to our material here with the first hole in it. And I'm going to do just a simple slip stitch. I'm going to close it up. And so this tail that I've got, I'm going to leave it off to the side, and I'm going to hold it up because I'm going to work it into this roll that we're doing. So we're going to do a single crochet, and we're going to do single crochets in every hole going down. And the first time you do it, the first like couple stitches, it looks a little odd, but it gets better as you're working it. So that's it right there. I'll continue to go down, single stitch. Because I'm working with black here, I'm really blind with dark colors, so I'm just kind of feeling where the crochet hook goes, pushing down until it finally pops. If you had a table that had a light that you could crochet over the top of it and see, it'd probably be easier, but most people don't have something like that. Okay, so as you can see, we're doing our single crochet until I get this completely down to the next corner. Now when I get to that corner, and what I assume is a corner hole because it's kind of hard to have it perfect, you're going to go ahead and put 2 single crochets into the one corner that you're thinking is a corner. And when you go back around and you start to fill in and you've gone completely around, then you start on a double crochet. And when I get to the corners, I put 4 double crochets in. And then so when I work on to the next layer, I put 4 more crochets in between that 2 crochet split, that 4 crochet split, if that makes sense. So there's your border started. I'm going to switch blankets here. So on this blanket, I have my border that I put in, and then I put a double crochet for the next one. And then I just started working on my second row. And then what I'll do is after the second row, then I'll work into a scallop. And you know, any kind of border. And I'm not here on this video to show you how to crochet. I just wanted to give you an idea of how to use that skip stitch and put your single crochet in, and then to be able to make a border, because that sure does, see those little holes? That makes it so easy to crochet on a border on this polar fleece. I hope you enjoyed this video. You found another little project to do. If you enjoyed our video and want to see future videos, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified with our next video, then hit the bell. Have a blessed day.